tools, that's a good place to
Cool.
start.
My last question for you, yeah, because we were talking about smells and stuff like that now, yeah. O.Robert&Co,
Mhm.
how does it, as a brand, how does it smell? How does it taste? How does it sound? And how does it feel?
That's a good question. Okay, O.Robert&Co, I suppose the feel is simplistic. It's simplistic but bold. In terms of smell, I think smell, I would say, is rare. It's not ordinary. It's very unique, I suppose. I don't, and I suppose each different candle kind of hits a different audience. Um, how does it look? There was a word that you guys used when we was looking at the branding, and for the life of me now, I cannot remember. But that's it, sophisticated. So it has that kind of look, like, and it intrigues. I think it draws people in, and I like, and I think another thing that people need to understand about O.Robert&Co, the brand, is there's two ways that the brand is used. So there's the icon, which is just the O.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's the text, O.Robert&Co. So when people receive their product, they see the icon, right?
Yeah.
And then they look at the brand, and then they make the connection, like, oh wow. So having a brand that's multi-purpose and multifunctional, but the same brand, I don't know how to, is that the best way of explaining it? Yeah. So because of that reason, it intrigues people. People are interested, and they know that it's not a slapdash job. They can see that a lot of work and energy has gone into this. So yeah, I think look, feel, and taste. It's funny that you should say taste, because obviously you guys know some things potentially going on in the background. But again, my husband would call it a sophisticated. You'd have to have a sophisticated palate. So that's the taste element of it. Again, sophistication seems to it's a running theme throughout. Sophisticated, sleek, clean, simplistic, but bold. Other words I would use.
That's cool. Right, last thing I'm going to tell you, right, and then I think we're done. You know your icon? The O, what does the O mean to you? What does it signify to you when you look at it?
What does it mean to me? Okay. It's a legacy. So O.Robert, O stands for Ofori. Robert is also our surname. So it's Ofori Robert is a full surname, right?
Yeah.
But O, and it's funny because I remember originally, I don't know if you remember this originally, when I first spoke to you guys, I said that the company was Robert&Co. Do you remember?
Yeah. There was no O. And then I think you used it or something like that.
And somebody had used the name and it was bought and I couldn't think, and I was just like, so what do I do now? How is this gonna fit? Like, it sounds weird even. But then I was like, but Ofori Robert is your surname, it's your legacy. Do you know what I mean? Why wouldn't you want that, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
And then I remember coming to you guys and saying, oh, Robert&Co's taken, please change it to O.Robert&Co. Like, quickly throwing that in there. And it's so funny because if it was just Robert&Co, I don't know if it would have felt the same. I don't know if it would have if Robert&Co would have been able to have that icon, because I can't see, obviously you lot are the ones that are the designers, right? But I can't see how you would have pulled that off. Would it have been a big R and Co?
It would be missing something. But a little fun fact for you, right? The reason why the icon is designed the way it is, and no one knows this. So the O, is an aerial view of your candle holder because it's circular.
Right. Okay.
So you know as if you were looking down into the candle.
Candle. Yeah.
Oh. And then the dot is your wax.
Right. Okay. Ah.
Yeah.
Wow. You learn something new every day. I like that. Actually, really like, because I would have never, obviously I didn't know. Yeah, that is really, really sick actually.
When I designed it, I imagined it like, you sometimes you stand over a candle, you light it, yeah?
Yeah.
You smell, right? So it's for anyone standing over their candle, right? And you've obviously got the flame, but then you've got R and Co, which is
inside it.
Inside it.
Do you see like that? Do you see how people can conceptualize in so many different ways, and an icon can mean so many different things to different people? But now that you've broken it down like that, I'm definitely going to look at my icon differently now. Like, yeah, that's amazing. But at the same time, that I like the fact that it is O.Robert&Co now. I can't see it ever being Robert&Co ever. That was done by design, I think. It was Robert&Co was gone. I think it would have been a bit bland. What's O for? And it's funny because when I receive people send me emails or whatever, and then I send them an email back, in my signature obviously it puts my full name, and then that's when the penny drops for a lot of people. They're like, oh wow. I'm like, yeah, like my thing is as well, my son watching me doing these things, he's like, oh, mummy's candles. Like, he's always, are you going to make candles today? So for me, it's also being able to leave him something as well. Yeah, this is his legacy. There's a whole family behind this. As much as it was one person making a candle, like my husband goes out and does all the fulfillment. So he'll go to the post office and do all that stuff, and the weighing of the boxes and the labels and all that. So he does that. And then obviously my son sometimes follows him. So it's like a little family business. Everyone's got their role. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, oh, thank you very much for that, because that's now something different for me to think about.
Yeah, because I realized I never actually shared it, like the explanation behind it. But then when I was thinking back, I was like, that was the intention. So there was that with the O and the dot, right? And then there was also, the long T that was pulling the Co in.
Yeah.
So the reason why I said I imagined it animated in my head is that originally it was going to be the letters like typed out, and then the T extends over to the Co and pulls it in. And that's how I always envisioned it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And you know what? It's so funny that the T would have been pulling the Co in if it was moving, because, and I remember when we sat down the first time, I think it was with Nate even, or actually it might have been the call when both of you were on, you asked what was the reason for the and Co. And I said, basically because O.Robert cannot be an island on its own. It needs to pull resources from so many different people in order to make this brand what it is and execute it. So obviously you guys doing the branding, Black Cherry doing social media, all these these collaborations I've been doing, Lofty Box, getting me out to people in front of people that probably would have never known about me. And I And all the other businesses, I suppose, that we've championed along the way, we've all kind of, you know, I've shouted you guys out, you guys have shouted me out. Businesses you can't run on your own. It's not possible. So yeah, so that even, it would be really interesting to see that a moving image now.
Yeah,
Really
I got
intrigued.
quiet now because I'm getting myself in trouble right here.
No, I'm really intrigued now because I'm just like, yeah, you need to get that done.
You know what it is?
But I need to see how I can use it.
You know, it's something that I've had in my head, right? And normally these ideas, they sit with me, but it's all about execution. And one of the things that I've kind of said to myself is I'm going to try and just action some of these ideas that are in my head, so at least I can share it. So wish me luck.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck, and I'm on your back now because I want to see this, because yeah, this can be like, yeah, I think I know, especially now that you've said it, I think I know how I can think, because I want to really do a bit more in terms of just, even me, you know, when you were saying earlier, social media and talking on lives, and it's not, I don't like that stuff. But I know it's something that I have to do. So I just want to find ways that maybe I could do like a conversation with another business owner, or even the other day I wanted to do things like, you know, small business share Sunday, where I share other small businesses either I've worked with or recommend, and it's very much a community. So yeah, I've now got the wheels in my head are now turning now. So
yeah, you know what? It's so funny you say that, because one, you'd never know that you have those feelings because you just, you know, you sound like you're on the ball. And two, one thing for a lot of business owners or anyone watching this is that when you're a business owner, sometimes if you have people that are not in a similar journey as you, which is starting a business, then they can't relate and you can't have the conversation. So like, I've got friends that are there that are not business owners, but I can't talk to them about the business because they don't necessarily get it. But for anyone that does have a business, you can kind of relate and exchange and share, and I think it's nice. Like, the reason why we're probably talking for like an hour and a half is because we're learning, but also sharing it, we're exchanging as well.
Yeah. And you know what, it's funny because there's also been a criticism of the Black community, and sorry, I have to keep bringing it here, but there's also been a criticism of the Black community in that we don't share. We like to keep things to ourselves, and we're quite selfish. And I think that might have been true for maybe our parents' generation, but I feel like our generation is completely different. It's like a crazy awakening, I think, amongst Black people. And it's just nice seeing this whole, you know, vibe of togetherness, a community.